Good morning, guys. I'm still not ready to get the good truck dirty yet. So I'm driving the farm truck. Don't tell my wife, but yesterday I took her car to church because she's out of town and I didn't want to get my truck dirty. So I'm not real sure what we're going to get into today, but this morning I've got to help my dad with some stuff at the township. He's the road commissioner here, so we got a couple things to do for him, and then at some point I still need to run that check down to the crop duster, and I got to run to the tire shop and get a new tire for our field cultivator. And then after that, I don't really know. I'd like to get the planter out and maybe clean up in that shed where we have the seed a little bit. I really have been wanting to get our sprayer out and get it ready, but this morning it was 29 degrees, and right now we have it sitting in my uncle's heated shop, so we can't really get it out until we know it's not going to freeze because we didn't winterize it. These are our township trucks. We left the plow on this one because you never know what's going to happen in Illinois in April. Alright, we got Dad's township stuff done. So now Leah and I are going to go down to the tire shop and get a new tire for this. It's got that crack right there, and it holds air for about 30 seconds. That goes on our field cultivator. As you can see, Leah's ready to go. I'm also going to run that check down to the crop duster. It's a little overdue. Zumwalt Aviation. I worked here one summer filling up the planes with fuel and product. I was hoping he'd have some planes sitting outside so I could show you, but he didn't. Yeah, that was a pretty fun job. The planes would land, they would pull into the hangar, and we'd hook them up with the fuel line and fill them up with chemical. Later in the season, he'd switch the planes over to dry, and he would fly cover crop seed over the crops that were growing in the field. So he has a auger truck. The auger goes out the front. Plane would land, would turn, you drive up to it and fill the hopper up with seed. It was a pretty fun job. I kind of wish I could still do that. I was driving by and I saw all these wagons for sale and I couldn't help but stop. Well, I just got back from getting our tires. Got that one swapped out. That's the old one. And we got a spare. I can't remember what that's for, but Dad told me to get it. We also got a tube for that tire on the disc that's going flat. Now we're gonna take that truck to the shop. We've got a brake chamber to change on it, and we also have to change a wheel seal on the hopper that it's hooked to, and maybe change 2 tires on it if we get that ambitious. Now I've got to make some room in the shop. These are what you call a brake chamber. You hook air lines up to it, and when you step on the brakes, it pushes this rod out, and then that pushes on the brake shoes to stop your truck. So, not really that complicated. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've never changed one, so I'm going to wait for Dad to get here and work on a couple other things while I'm waiting. I'm going to take the forklift and grab that pallet of anhydrous sealers. We got some extras in the shop that are just kind of in the way. So I'm gonna put them on there and then put them out back in the barn. so I can get all this stuff cleaned up. Well, it's dead. Nope.
You're caller number 5. You'll go into the hopper for next Monday's drawing for
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I do know one thing. All that gravel is hard to roll the creeper on, so I'm going to sweep that. So I think I can handle taking it off. Just got to take that hose off, and there's 2 bolts. Well, I've been working for about 20 minutes and I got that hose off. Got the 2 nuts off. There's a pin that goes through right there. I need to get the cotter pin out, but it's stuck. Then it should come out. I got it off. You can see this is all rotted out. So that's why we're changing it. I might have to get this piece off. Oh wait, no I don't. I got them right here. All right, now all I gotta do is cut this to the right length and we should be able to throw it back on. You guys wanna see a big hammer? So that's gonna be about it for today. We got that slack adjuster swapped out. We decided not to tear into the hopper because we gotta use it tomorrow to haul beans. So we didn't wanna get into it and risk not being able to get it put back together. So we're just going to use it for now and maybe fix it later in the week or something. But we got to throw some fuel in this truck and park it, and that'll be it for today. So I'm loaded, I got my tarp rolled, I'll head over to the shuttle. And I'll hopefully do this 4 or 5 more times today. Today I'm hauling beans for our local elevator. It's too wet to do anything in the field, so we're gonna do some trucking to make some money while we can't do anything else. What we're doing is we're hauling from our local elevator and we're transferring beans to another one of their locations. I assume so they can load them on a train, I guess. But that's what we're going to be doing today. I probably won't film much because it's kind of boring. So we just pulled in here at the shuttle. That's what they call this elevator. They call it that because they are capable of loading a shuttle train, which is a train that has 100 cars on it. So I believe that gets them into some better markets, and I think it's easier to get a train of 100 cars than it is to get a smaller train. So this elevator is pretty new. I don't remember exactly when, but it was built within the last 10 years. It's a pretty nice setup. It's really easy to get in and out of. For some reason, Dad always volunteers to pull the hopper that has the automatic tarp on it. So when you pull on the scale, you keep this tag in your windshield. It's pretty neat. It scans your tag so they know who's hauling in, and then you watch that screen. It tells you your weight, and then once they get it probed, it tells you what pit to go to. Probably can't read that, but it says weight accepted, proceed to pit 1. I got the green light. don't even have to get out and dump ourselves. When you pull on the scale, they take a sample out of your hopper with what they call a probe. It goes down and sucks in a little bit of grain so they can test the moisture of it and test for foreign material, damage, stuff like that. It's a beautiful day outside. It's just about 70 degrees. It would be a beautiful day to plant corn, but it's too wet. It's supposed to be nicer tomorrow, I think 75. Oh well, we'll get there. And it's as easy as that. After you get dumped, you just pull around over there to the outbound scale and it scans your tag again. That way they know which truck you are. You grab your ticket and you're pointing back out to the road and you leave. I'm actually not getting a ticket today because we're just doing a transfer, but that's the ticket printer. You just open the door and grab your ticket. We have hauled some of our own grain into here before because they usually have a little bit better bid than the local elevator, just because they have some better marketing opportunities being able to load a shuttle. But we hauled, I think, 10,000 bushels of corn back in January. And now we're back in town to get loaded. This will be my third load for the day. It's kind of a pretty boring job. Pull under this spout here where they load rail cars. It takes about probably less than a minute to load. There's a red light and a green light. When it turns green, you pull up. When it turns red, you stop. And when the lights go out, you take off. So it's a pretty easy job. We're back at the shuttle to dump. This is probably all I'm going to film for today because it's extremely repetitive and you probably don't want to watch it on YouTube. So that's all we got for today.